Hello fellow crocheters, and welcome to Crazy Cool Crochet. And today we are going to be working on this super cute vintage style hat. I call it vintage because it looks kind of like a flapper style hat from the 1920s. It's one of my most popular items in my Etsy shop, which by the way is called Crazy Cool Crochet US, as in United States, .etsy.com. And this project uses Hometown USA super bulky yarn in a Springfield silver, I believe the name is, and I will leave all the particulars in the white space down below with all the detail. We will get started here with a chain 3, leave a little tail, chain 3. Then we're going to slip stitch into the first chain to form a ring. Then we will chain 3. We will form 8 double crochets working in the ring. 7 and 8. Now we are going to slip stitch into the top of that beginning chain to join the ring, to join the round. And then chain 3 again. Okay, what you should do here is enter 1 double crochet in that first space, and then 2 in each double crochet around. Now this is assuming that you know your basic stitches. If you need to go back and learn how to do the chain, the single crochet, double crochet, half double crochet, the basic stitches, I'm going to leave a little white box right up above here. You can click on there and it will take you to the beginner series where you can learn those basic stitches. Okay, we've gotten to the end of the row and you should have 15 double crochets all together. And we're going to slip stitch again at the top of that beginning chain 3 to join the round, and then chain 3 again. Okay, row 3 will be the same as row 2. Enter 1 double in the first space, and then 2 double crochets in each space around, 2 in each. When you get to the end, you will have 31 double crochets. Now the last 2 double crochets, and then you will join at the top of the beginning chain 3 to join. Then you will chain 3 again. Now for row 4, you're going to do the 1 double crochet in the first, and then 2 double crochets in the next, and then 1 double crochet in the next. So that will be your pattern. Okay, we are going to finish off the round here, ending with 45 double crochets, slip stitch at the top of that turning chain as before to join the round, and then again chain 3, now we are going to do a double crochet in each double crochet around for a total of 45 double crochets. Okay, now we're on the last double crochet for that row, which were 45 in total. Going to slip stitch at the top of that beginning chain 3 again, chain 3. Now we are going to, for row 6, start working decreases. Okay, so we will decrease in the first 2, which means yarn over for a double as usual, insert, yarn over, go through the first 2. Now instead of completing that double crochet, we are going to leave the 2 loops on the hook. We're going to yarn over, go into the next space, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the last 3. And then a double crochet in the next one, and then decrease over the next 2. And that's your pattern for this row. When you get to the end of the round, you will have decreased down to 31 double crochets. And then for the next row, you will just do 1 double crochet in each for a total of 31 double crochets again. Okay, we have completed row 7, where we end up with 31 double crochets. Now we are going to chain 3 for row 8. We are going to double crochet in the next 4 stitches. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to do 2 double crochets in the next, and then 5 in the next 5 stitches, 1 in each, and then 2 in the next. So that will be the pattern for this row. It's 2, 5, 2, 5 till you get to the end, and you will end up with 36 double crochets. And at the end of this row, we are not going to tie off the gray, we are going to attach the white, but we'll do that together when we're done with this row. Okay, we're at the end of row 8, and we will finish the row with a double crochet in the last 2 stitches. And now we are going to join the white yarn. So we're not going to cut off the gray. We're going to grab the white, bring it through for that join. So instead of joining with the gray, we're just going to let the gray fall off right there. We're going to join the white with a slip stitch. First we're going to do the 3 chains, and then we're going to do half doubles in each stitch around for 36 half double crochets. If you recall a half double, you yarn over and you pull through all 3 loops that are on the hook. Okay, so we're going to yarn over, again keep hanging on to the little tails, go into the next stitch for a half double. It's just a little bit tricky while you're incorporating both the white and the gray, but don't let it throw you. Okay, there's your half double. And now it gets easier when it's just the gray that you're incorporating. Yarn over, pull through all 3 for a half double. Okay, we've gotten to the end of that white row. Now we're going to pick up the gray again. So we're going to drop off the white. We're going to slip stitch in the top of that first chain 3, or that white chain 3, and we're going to slip stitch with the gray. And we're going to chain 3 with the gray. Now we can cut off the white. A row of double crochets all the way around. Okay, we got to the end of row 10 with that last row of the gray. Now we're going to do a border of reverse single crochet. It's exactly what it sounds like. We're going to do single crochets going reverse. So rather than going this way, we're going to be working backwards. So start with a single or a chain one. Now go into that first strand, the first space, yarn over for a single, yarn over, pull through the two. Now go into the next one. You're working backwards, remember. Okay, go into the next one, yarn over for a single, yarn over, pull through the two loops, go into the next space, yarn over, complete your single, and that's it. And this will leave a really nice border. I use this stitch quite a bit actually. So just do that all the way around, and then when you get to the end you will tie it off. Well, we're going to flip it so that the border is showing on the top there. That just looks much nicer, a nicer finish. Okay, now for the bow, we are going to be working with a baby weight yarn. We're going to start with a chain of 9, and we're using an E hook. Now we're going to single in the second chain from the hook. There's 1, 2, and in each chain across. Okay, when we finish with the row, we will have 8 single crochets, and then we are going to chain 1 at the end. Okay, here's the last one. Chain 1, turn, and then repeat. So single crochets all the way across, and we're going to do this for 27 rows. So a total of 27 rows, all single crochets. And just do that with slip stitches. So just insert the hook under the 2 strands of the chains. And slip stitch all the way across, thread it in there. All we're going to do is just squish this gently with your fingers, and then just take the needle through, just kind of haphazardly. Squish it a little bit. Make sure you are attaching it to the seam of the hat to try to hide it a little bit more. Okay, so now you're just going to take that needle, go all the way through all the layers of the bow and the hat, and then you'll tie that off. Okay, now what I like to do so that it's not all like floppy like that is do some stitches on the corners, but only on the bottom. You're not going to go all the way to the top here, only on the bottom and the 4 corners. And that will secure it so it's not flopping around. And that's it. That will be your little vintage hat.